Hey, what's up everyone? Wolfman here, and welcome to another episode of MOC Monday Reviews, where I do a review on my own Lego creation. And as with the title of the video that you see on the top of your screen right now, is on my A2 class starfighter. Now before I get into the review, I'm narrowing down on reviews on starships for my MOC Monday reviews, and the next one, which will be another 2 weeks from now, and that's going to be on my running class starfighter, and then the last 2 weeks, which is going to be on Halloween night, or on Halloween day, is going to be the last one, and that one's going to be on the Ghost. Now I'm going to leave you guys hanging, because if anyone who does watch these, I would appreciate some feedback of anyone who does watch this series. The Ghost was basically a Lego Star Wars ship, but this one is modified, a complete remodel. And that's going to be on Halloween. The next one, and of course the next one is going to be on then another 2 weeks after this week's upload. And all these reviews are going to be included in my review on my Grand Fleet, which will include starfighters from all factions in Star Wars. Of course, after I do the starfighters, I'm moving on to other vehicles. However, I'm pretty much dwindling down on the current MOCs that I have at this time, and after that I'm basically going to be taking a break from that, so questionable if these reviews will keep going on. Now with that out of the way, and without any further ado, onto the review. So this is my A2 class starfighter. And this sucker actually built, I believe, early this year or late last year, I do not recall. And this is actually the second version of another existing starfighter. However, the first one, the A1, really wasn't all that impressive. It was kind of, I'm going to be very blunt, it was rather pathetic in my opinion. I wish I had a photo on it, but I really don't. But you'd see how weak the design was. But this one is a definite improvement. This one I made to be much more bulkier than its predecessor. And it's got a lot more armaments, and I actually love how this thing turned out. And already, this thing does take some already existing designs, one being the Z95 Headhunter, which I'd already done a review on. If you didn't see that, well, go ahead and head back and check out the review on that sucker, and there is some similarities with that. It's not as long, it's not as wide, but it's just as cool, at least I think it is. From the front design you can easily tell that it does have that kind of look. However, it is much longer. You could think it's another X-Wing variant or something along those lines, or even another variant of the Z95. However, this one I designed to be much more bulkier. You can basically consider this as a heavy interceptor, although interceptors in general are supposed to be fast and nimble. This one really isn't. But I actually like how the bulky design on this, which is what I was going for, because the A1 is a little bit more slimmer, and in fact the nose section here is a lot more narrower if you're looking at it straight on. But I wanted to go for the bulkier design, and it turned out pretty good. And this sucker has a fair number of armaments that I've put in, like a couple of small guns in the front on both sides of the nose, and there's also some guns on the wing bits here. But there's also these clip-ons that I put into the design for any kind of feature or any kind of additional weapons it could potentially hold. But that was just one of the design features I wanted to put in, and I really tried to go all out on the wing design itself. I didn't want it to be like a solid brick like all the way, so I had a little angular pieces you can see on both sides. You can just put in a little unique twist on it just to make it look a little more agile, or at least, and not just so standard and blocky or whatnot. So I did that on purpose. So yeah, I did that on purpose. And of course, being a starfighter, you do have the cockpit pretty sizable, I must admit, and a little bit bigger than I had thought, but it actually works pretty well. And this sucker actually does have a slot for an astromech. I wish I had one on hand, but it's deep enough to... Actually, it's not that deep. You can actually fit a droid the size of Chopper from Star Wars Rebels. You can actually fit in here pretty well, but anything taller than that, like say R2-D2, is just going to be sticking out for the whole world to see, and just say, hello, I'm an easy target, shoot me down already. But anyways, one of the big features I wanted to put in was an overextensive use of engines. I mean, this sucker has 3. It's got 4 smaller engines on both wings, which is what I wanted to do, but I also put in 2 of these larger ones. So you can so this sucker actually is a lot a lot faster, probably maybe more faster than an X-Wing, but I really don't know, honestly. But yeah, I really wanted to do more design features on the sucker. Like case in point, you can see in the inside there, there's actually some detailing and some depth into it, and actually on both sides it kind of comes up to a narrow point just before it reaches the larger engines, just to make it look more agile. So although the sucker is bulky, I still want to make it look agile. And I actually do like the design. It came out pretty good, and even the color features, there is some mixture ones. I mean, I can't really explain how it happened, but there are a few other odd-ended colors like green and such. Like on this bit here, there actually is a dark gray, but on the other side it's actually green. And the same thing, ironically, here. I end up putting in a green piece here, but this side it's dark gray. So maybe that might have been unintentional, but it actually kind of goes pretty well because of it's like a green line coming from here and then stretching out to here. Fortunately, there is nothing connecting it, but it still kind of works, I must say. But yeah, I actually do like this sucker a lot, and it's one of I would say it is a fairly simple design, but the construction into it, I really wanted to go something I normally wouldn't do, and I would have to say maybe my only problem is just how basic some of the engine compartments here look. I mean, it's pretty smooth, basic. There's no real detailing. If I would put stickers on it, I probably would, but I wouldn't know what. And this was one design feature I wanted to put in, was a whole piece here for the vents or for the air intake that you would see in starfighters. I just want to make it all connecting, so it actually doesn't look like it's mimicking the X-Wing in general. But it kind of does in a way. But this sucker is actually a little bit smaller compared to an X-Wing. I wish I could show a comparison, but eventually will when I do my review on my Grand Fleet. And I think that might actually be it. So yeah, my review on my A2 Starfighter. So that was my review on my A2 class Starfighter for MOC Monday Reviews. And if you liked that video, please feel free to leave a like down below and leave a comment. I would love to hear some feedback from anyone who comes across this channel. And if you do, I'd like to properly welcome you if you've made it this far in the video. And if you want to see more of these, then come join the Wolfpack by hitting the red subscribe button down below for more content and possibly for even more stuff I'm going to be doing on this channel. And of course, again, just a quick reminder, I am doing more reviews on more LEGO Star Wars Starfighters that would lead up to my review on my Grand Fleet. So if you really want to tune in for that, that's going to be on the last weekend of November, and the day after Black Friday. That's when I'm going to be doing the full review. I'm going to make a big effort to do that because quite frankly, almost anything can change. So if you want to see that, then do come join the pack again by hitting the red subscribe button. And I'm sounding like a broken record player again, and all that stuff. I guess all that stuff for me to remind you that Jesus loves you more than Elmo and Barney, and I will see you guys next time.